First of all, my condolences to a friend of mine who lost a boyfriend last night in a motorbike accident. The news. The Guardian. Crisis in Spain over Catalonia independence. Madrid poised to impose direct rule as region's parliament votes to break away. This isn't direct rule, this is a dictatorship. That's exactly what it is. They're dictating, and they're worried because the rest of the planet is on the verge of revolution, only it's not going to go round again. We're just going to stop what's been going off, make those accountable pay, and have a much better life for everyone. Over on the right there, MPs demand action over Westminster harassment. So the MPs that have been doing the harassment are demanding action. What an oxymoron that is. Mirror. Spain on brink of civil war, as is the UK, as is Germany, as is France, as is everywhere. Everyone has had enough of the corruption, and it's become so in your face at the moment. Even those that have been asleep are starting to stir, and that's what they're really fearing of, the fact that they know their game's almost up now. The JFK files. Oswald met KGB chief before Kennedy's murder. Oswald wasn't involved in Kennedy's murder at all. He was a scapegoat. He was working for either the CIA or the FBI. Anyway, he was working for J. Edgar Hoover, and it was, I think it was the FBI, and then the CIA used him as a scapegoat and had him murdered. Papers claim killer did not act alone in shooting. Well, that was blatantly obvious. It was a CIA hit squad put in place by Bush Senior, who was also in Dallas on that actual day as well. And Marilyn Monroe death plot to look like suicide. Yeah, she was murdered. She was murdered. You've got to look into all these things. I've looked into all this a hell of a lot, and although I don't claim to know 100% everything that went off, it was definitely an assassination by the CIA. A couple of reasons. One, he wasn't playing ball anymore. He decided to issue his own money, the greenbacks, which would take power away from the Rothschilds, so they're the main ones behind his assassination. He was also going to legalise marijuana, because he knew that it was a cure for almost everything, and he knew that that cure was being hidden from the American people. Although I don't like that word, but that's the long and short of it. Telegraph. Cracks show in the EU as Catalans back independence. Yeah, it's on the verge of the end of this dictatorship we've all been living under. Even though it's been a dictatorship by stealth, it's been for those that have been aware of it, it's been an in-your-face dictatorship for a long, long time. Many ask why I've been doing this for so long. That's because I know that we have been living in a dictatorship. We are living in a dictatorship at present. It's a covert dictatorship. It's one hidden, but if you want any evidence for that, just look at what's been going on with the police, acting like a bunch of morons, controlled by a bunch of Freemason, satanic, evil scum. But it's all coming to an end. And down the bottom there, MPs resist rules to protect staff from harassment. Well, of course they will. They're the ones been doing the harassment. Star. Heart fears for 999-Cow. Well, he's a Satanist anyway, so maybe the end's coming for them all. That's about it in the Star. Nothing in there of interest. Not for me anyway. Maybe for some of you, but not for me. Express. EU's worst nightmare. Brussels faces disaster over crisis in Spain, says Farage, whatever his name is. Yeah, because they know that the end's coming. Although part of it's been planned, a lot of the stuff in Catalonia was financed by George Soros, so it's not all as it may seem, but you know, that's just the way it goes. The Satanist down there, picture at the bottom there, Cal the Satanist, and next to that another Satanist. May report sex pest MPs to the police. Well, everyone's been reporting the paedophiles like you to the police, but nothing happens because they're controlled by paedophilic Satanist Freemasons. They're the ones that really need to be reported and locked up, every single one of them. Mail, HMS Sex and Cocaine. 9 sailors kicked off nuclear sub for drugs and 4 officers for affairs. Well, this will be due to the fact that in the Navy now, you can worship Satan. In fact, every ship, as far as I'm aware, has a satanic book on them. But it looks like all the Satanists are falling out with each other, and it's going to come crashing down as well. The sooner the better, because I, for one, have had enough of this bullshit that's been going on, has been perpetrated against us all by the ruling parasites. The Times. Spain on the brink. Well, I wish the Catalonians all the best, and I hope that there's not too many murdered, because these dictators won't release their rule over us easily, and it may need a fight. It may, but we should all be backing them for leaving Spain, and the fact that they're going to try and impose direct dictatorship shows that they're worried as well, because they know this will spread everywhere else at the same time. Spain crisis escalates. Well, I think I've covered most of that, but yeah, and a bit more about JFK as well on the right there. FT, waste of time in space, but hey, Madrid fires Catalan government. Yeah, but so they're going to fire those that are in charge of the Catalonians to put their own dictators in. As I said, absolute dictatorship. That's 100% what this is a dictatorship trying to stop freedom. And finally, on the summing up of the Catalonia situation, you'll notice that all the other dictators won't recognise them. The UK, May, the dictator of one of the underling dictators of the UK, May, has said she's not going to recognise it. Trump said he's not going to recognise it. The French, the Germans, the Belgians have all said they're not going to recognise it, because they're all dictators in a worldwide conspiracy to basically control the whole planet as slaves. That's what it's all about. It's a massive dictatorship, and they don't like that some have had the actual nerve to stand up and say, we're not having it anymore, we're out of here. And as has been said, they'll find it difficult to force them, because when someone says, no, I'm out of it, I'm nothing to do with you lot, the only way to force them back in is with the military, and that will then be all over the mainstream media that, well, it turns out that Spain is actually a dictatorship, as it's always been. In fact, I've just been watching some on RT where the Spanish there have been saying Spain isn't democratic. No, of course it's not. It's a dictatorship just like every other country on the planet. Dennis Healy. World events do not occur by accident. They are made to happen, whether it is to do with national issues or commerce, and most of them are staged and managed by those who hold the purse strings.